If you're going into the criminal justice system, it's really essential that you use artificial intelligence as a tool, not only to help you get ready for the journey ahead, but to build a body of assets that you could use to advocate for yourself. The cool thing is you don't have to pay anything for it, but what you do have to do is invest the time so that you could build a knowledge base. And see, artificial intelligence is an outstanding tool, a great piece of technology that will help you enormously throughout the entire journey. But it's way better if you train it. If you train it on who you are, and it doesn't matter what stage of the journey you're in. You may be contemplating how you're going to respond to a charge, or you might not even have been charged yet, but you're just thinking about it. You still want to use artificial intelligence to start your preparation. You may be deciding whether you're going to plead guilty or not guilty. Well, you want to use artificial intelligence to help you build a mitigation strategy, because if you're convicted, a series of events are going to follow, and you want to make sure that you're ready for those events, including the pre-sentence investigation report, the classification system in the Bureau of Prisons, your adjustment inside of prisons. All of this is super important, but you could use artificial intelligence to not only prepare, but to help you build a body of knowledge, a knowledge base that you can draw upon over and over and over again, but only if you're willing to do the work. My name is Michael Santos. I am the founder of Prison Professors, and you can see this website at prisonprofessors.org. There's a link to it right in the bio, but it's super simple, prisonprofessors.org. And if you visit it, you're going to see that I make 3 promises. 1, I'm never going to lie to you. 2, I'm never going to ask you to do anything I didn't do. And 3, I'm never going to charge you a penny for anything that we give away at prisonprofessors.org. Everything is free. And the reason that we want to create this free, non-revenue generating website is because my real mission, my real ministry is to change America's prison system so that we incarcerate fewer people, number 1. Number 2, those who are in prison, we want to incentivize a pursuit of excellence. So those people, more of those people could work toward earning their way to home confinement or to a work release program or to just a higher level of liberty at the soonest possible time. That's not going to happen by accident, and it takes an enormous amount of discipline to get there. So I have to try and reach tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people, and get them on this path of personal development, self-directed learning. We really want to teach people how to be the CEO of their life, and you've got to use artificial intelligence in this era of artificial intelligence in order to continue that path regardless of what stage of the journey you're in. Now, if you haven't visited prisonprofessors.org, I really encourage you to use it because it's a free resource, and you could start with your artificial intelligence journey right there. On the lower left-hand side of the website, if you're looking at it on a desktop, you will see an AI chatbot that I built that responds to questions. Is it perfect? No, because I'm still building the knowledge base, just like I want you to do. Build a knowledge base that will allow you to produce work at scale. And that work should be very personal. It should be you. You've got to be redefining yourself every single day, just as I had to do. The difference is I went to prison in 1987 before there was the type of technology that many of us take for granted today. There was no internet, there was no email, there was no text-based learning. Everything was old school, so to speak. So I had to learn everything when I came home, but that didn't absolve me from using all of my time to prepare exactly what I'm recommending you do. The difference is you could build a knowledge base that will help you immensely. There's ChatGPT, which has a free version you could use, but you've got to build a knowledge base. There's a Perplexity and Cloud AI, Anthropic, many different tools. But none of those tools will work well unless you build a knowledge base teaching this artificial intelligence who you are. And that's why you want to use together artificial intelligence together with prisonprofessors.org, because our website is replete with hundreds of articles that you could use to teach AI. And then your AI agent. And then once you teach your AI agents what excellence looks like, you could ask it to help you develop these various tools. One of the assets that our team created, is prisonprofessorstalent.com. This is a website that we created for you to memorialize your journey, for you to work to help the people that are going to have an influence over your life, help them understand you, help them get to know why you are a great candidate for leniency. And who are you looking to impress? Well, you're looking to make an impression on the probation officer that's going to write your pre-sentence investigation report. You might be looking to make an impression on the prosecutor who's assessing what kind of statute to charge you with. Some statutes have a 3-year statutory cap in sentencing. Some have a 5-year statutory cap in sentencing. Some have a 20-year statutory cap at sentencing. And some have a potential sentence of life in prison. That was the one I faced. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then it's just another reason for you to go into the artificial intelligence tool I built for you. It's free on prisminvestors.org, and just ask, well, what's the difference between a statute and a federal sentencing guidelines? How do I prepare a mitigation strategy regardless of where I am? The more you learn, the more effective you are going to be at building a mitigation strategy that will grow and evolve as you grow and evolve. And that's really what the prison system is about. It wants to see people that are advancing and changing or growing. And I'm not suggesting that it does a great job at that, but it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant of what obstacles the system presents. You've got to build your own body of work that will advance you as a candidate for success, for the highest level of liberty at the soonest possible time. On prisminvestors.org, in our courses section, you will read about Prison Investors Talent. That's another area that you need to develop, and artificial intelligence can be enormously valuable. The document, the platform itself, Prison Investors Talent, has 4 components. 1, your biography. You don't want the government to define who you are at the worst stage of your life when you're going through this criminal justice problem. You want to write your own biography. And if you want to see an example, just look at Michael Santos. My name is Michael Santos. Look at my profile on Prison Investors Talent. It'll give you an example of what excellence looks like. I'm describing who I am, and I'm providing resources and assets that anybody who wants to read about me can see who I am. And it's all predicated on what I learned while I was in prison. 2, we encourage people to write a daily journal. Write about what you're learning. Write about what you're doing. Write about the ways that you're making an effort to reconcile with society or build a body of work that's going to position you for success on the other side of the journey. 3, you're going to see this section on book reports, or we encourage you to write a book report. Just every time you read a book, do so very intentionally and describe what you learned from reading the book, why you chose to read the book, how the book is going to help advance your life in society on the other side of the journey. And the last component of it is to build a release plan. And these all should be iterative. This is not a static site. You should be building a dynamic profile that's showing how you grow. And then you should be using this as a tool to advocate for a better outcome, a better life. And so I would just encourage you, build a knowledge base. When you build your knowledge base, have it scour prisminvestors.org and say, I want to build something like this. I want to build my story, right? You could look at the influences section of my site and see, how did I document it? From the very beginning, when I wrote and I was locked in a solitary cell, I wrote about the influences that got me through the journey and put me on a path. And what did I learn from them? And how did I work hard over many decades, multiple decades, to prove myself as a worthy candidate for the highest level of liberty at the soonest possible time. Second, you're going to want to look at my own daily blog. Every day I publish something new, and all of those daily blogs have prompts in them to get you to think about your own life. None of the work I do is about me. I'm already free. I've been free since 2013. I'm successful. I don't need to raise money from anybody, and I never will raise money from somebody who's going into the system. I want you to have the best possible experience. And in order to do that, I want you to develop the tools, tactics, and resources that you need. That's what it means to develop a CEO mindset. You want to have a plan. You want to put priorities in place. You want to develop your tools, tactics, and resources, adjust as necessary, hold yourself accountable, but execute your plan every single day. And the knowledge base that you build with artificial intelligence will be enormously helpful. Even if you're in prison and you don't have access to the internet, you should, if you build your knowledge base early, you should be able to tap into your personal network and have them continue to assist you in building a pathway home. If you're in prison, you could do exactly what I did, write by hand, send it home, and then have your family use the internet to build your knowledge base. The sooner you start working on this path, the stronger you're going to be and the more valuable of assets you are going to create. And that will be enormously helpful to you at every stage, whether it's when you're meeting with a case manager and you're trying to show them why you're a worthy candidate for relief, whether you're meeting with a probation officer and arguing for a higher level of liberty, whether you are asking a federal judge for early termination of supervised release. You'd better have a body of work that shows that you didn't just talk about preparing for success, you've done it. My name is Michael Santos. I am the founder of prisonprofessors.org. We're a nonprofit, a non-revenue generating nonprofit with 100% commitment to helping more people achieve success. We are a guide to success. I can't do it for you, but you could definitely do it for yourself. And you could use artificial intelligence to help you along the way. I'm Michael Santos, and I believe in you. Be cool.